Okay, so beginning in Shavasana, just allow yourself to arrive here in the space. Laying comfortably, taking up space, noticing the breath here. Just meeting the breath where it is in your body. Begin to tune in from the inside out. How are you feeling? Just scanning the body, asking yourself where you may be holding tension today, and inviting the breath into those spaces to allow a gentle release. And as you begin to arrive here, letting go of whatever came before this moment and whatever is to come, you begin to create your sacred container within this space for healing. This space that is just yours, a space where you can feel safe and supported, where you can let go of stories you may be telling yourself and tune into and connect with your deeper wisdom within your body. The wisdom of your ancestors that moves through you. Allow it to guide your practice today, moving into each pose slowly, finding your edge of comfort, listening to what is right for your body today during this practice, not where you were last week or where you want to be next month, just surrendering here to be in this space, to maintain deep, mindful breath, and to call on the support within you, this wisdom from generations past, from the earth, and your support, such as blankets and pillows and blocks, to support you during your practice. Sometimes we think that we have to embark on a journey and we can only count on ourselves. And so we try to find the strength within us to do that. Instead of asking for support where needed, don't be afraid to rest, to use the support around you and within you to connect with those that maybe you are grieving, those you wish you could meet again, and connections to your roots, intertwined with the connections to everyone else here in this practice, sharing our strength, our knowledge, community, and supporting each other in our practice. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. If you would like to connect with someone, if you would like to connect deeper within yourself, whatever that is, seating that in your heart center. We'll be using some affirmations today throughout practice. Feel free to incorporate them as you feel called to. Everything that I say and suggest is just an option. Always do what is right for your body, moving in and out of poses gently. When you're ready, you can roll over and meet me in child's pose. We'll move into a wide-legged child's pose, folding over the sides of the mat or using a blanket to support the knees. From tabletop, bringing the knees the width of the mat and sending the hips back towards the earth, walking the hands out in front and resting your forehead on the earth or on a block for support. If you'd like to bring the earth closer to you. And here we're allowing the heart and the mind to connect with the earth. If you'd like to begin with an affirmation here, an option is I am open to receiving wisdom and guidance. I am open to receiving wisdom and guidance. And just allow the breath to settle in here, being mindful of intentional breathing. You can create an even inhale and exhale, or just being mindful of the rhythm of your breath. And gaze comes up towards the hands, gently walking the hands back, bringing the head up last. Just pausing at the top here, eyes closed, and maybe placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, and just tuning into how it feels to have this pose leave your body. Take a moment to recalibrate upright. A few conscious, gentle breaths. And then we'll meet in tabletop here. So bringing the knees underneath the hips and the wrists stacked underneath the shoulders. Just take a couple of cat-cows. We won't be here long, just kind of releasing the spine, inhaling, drawing the gaze up, tailbone rises, belly drops, exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, Just a couple of rounds of breath here. And coming into a neutral posture here in tabletop, stepping or walking the right foot forward to meet the hands for dragon on the right side. And we'll inhale, draw the arms up, reaching, a little bit of a back bend here. Interlace the fingers and place them behind the right knee. And just checking in with your alignment, checking in with how stable you feel here. If you feel a little wobbly, maybe tucking the back toes. If it feels safe to you to close your eyes, you can. And just think about through this right foot and the sole of the foot, really connecting with the earth, really drawing the energy down, pressing the sole of the foot into the earth, sending your roots down through the soles of your feet, really connecting here. So as you breathe in this space, the breath traveling from the body into the earth on the exhale, and on the inhale, drawing the breath up. And if you feel called to deep in the lunge here, you can grab your blocks, placing them on either side of your right foot, allowing the hips to sink down a little deeper into the earth. Knee tracks over the middle toe on the right side. Still pressing through the soles of the feet here, not really allowing yourself to sink down under your shoulders, but also having active wrists here supporting you, pressing into the block. You can also come down to the earth, to the hands or the forearms on the inside of the right foot if you'd like to. Nice deep release in the hips. Awakening our roots, building that connection with this beautiful network of knowledge within the earth. Three more breaths here. And on the exhale, gently pressing back, sending the hips back, little half split here. Right toes pointed towards the front of the room. And gently release props to the side. And step or walk that right foot back. You can take a couple of rounds of cat-cows here or a child's pose if that feels good to you. And we'll meet back in tabletop. Find that nice neutral spine, really pressing away from the earth here. with the palms, tops of the feet into the mat. And then stepping or walking the left foot forward to meet the hands. Outside of the left hand. And then pressing through the sole of the left foot, reaching up, fingertips raise up towards the sky. Big inhale, stretch here and lengthen. Interlace the fingers and place them behind the left knee. Make any adjustments. I'm walking my left foot in a little bit so that my hips are more square with the front of the mat, but if that doesn't feel good to you and your hips, that's okay. If you need to tuck the toes on this side for more stability, you can. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears, crown reaching. Left sole of the foot pressing into the earth, finding that same connection on this side. Allowing the breath to flow down into the earth. Inhaling, drawing that knowledge, that wisdom up through our roots. Those earth energies. Think about how deep your roots are going into the earth, how deep and connected and strong they are. That strength that you can carry with you through these winter months. As we head into the earth, into the darker, colder times of retreat and introspection. Our bodies remember our ancestors had it very hard preparing for the winter time. Lots of scarcity. So connecting with our ancestors here and drawing on their strength during those times of struggle. You know, we have different struggles. It can still be very hard to prepare for the winter. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And finding strength here in this practice, coming back to this practice as needed. If you'd like to deepen this lunge whenever you feel called to, you can. You may arrive here and think, oof, not today. That's okay too. Take whatever variation feels good to you. Finding where your edge of comfort is, where your edge is, and backing off just a little. Three more breaths here. On the exhale, pressing back, gently sending the hips back. And moving any props to the side. We'll come into butterfly or Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall open and find a nice elongated spine. Shoulders dropping down away from the ears. Hands can rest on the ankles or on the knees. And closing the eyes and tuning in to the base of your spine, to your roots, drawing down into the earth. I honor the deep roots of knowledge. I honor the deep roots of knowledge. And just strengthening this connection here, maybe coming back to your intention for this practice and following the breath through the body into the earth, up through the base of the spine, through your root, into your pelvis, to your sacral, up towards the belly, your solar plexus, into the heart, into the throat chakra, and connecting the third eye, the mind, your wisdom, into the crown of your head, following this energy, the breath flowing through your central column. See if you can tune into each of these spaces, any somatic responses, feelings within, emotions that arise without attaching stories to them, just noticing them, drawing awareness, these little tiny messages of knowledge within you. Not all of us feel connected to our bodies, connected to the wisdom within. Use this next few breaths to just begin to form that bond with your body. We'll move into caterpillars, so bring the legs out long. Toes flex towards you, towards your body. Nice and tall. Really feel the sit bones rooted into the earth, so maybe moving some fleshy parts out of the way and connecting here. And on the inhale, walking the hands out, and wherever you meet resistance, keeping your spine nice and straight. Wherever that point is, then allowing your head to hang heavy and your spine to round. You may want to bring a block or two to rest your forehead, maybe a pillow or a bolster, whatever feels good to you. And here, really connecting with your hands on the earth, at your sides, connecting your palms to the earth. In our affirmation here, I am connected with the ancient wisdom that guides me on my journey. I am connected with the ancient wisdom that guides me on my journey. Removing any props and gently walking the hands back, bringing the head up last. Take a couple of rounds of cleansing breath here. Moving on to your belly now, coming into Sphinx pose. So bringing our bellies to the mat, elbows stacked underneath the shoulders, forearms pressed into the earth, fingertips spread nice and wide here, pressing away from the earth with our forearms, rising up out of the earth here. So really opening the heart center by drawing the shoulder blades together gently, allowing the legs to just rest here. Allow the pelvis, the hips to rest on the earth. You can close your eyes. Gaze can come down towards the mat between the hands, or you can maybe let the head hang heavy here. Maybe rest the head on a block or a support for your neck. Listen to what your body is asking for here in this posture. Grounding here, feeling supported by the earth, connecting with the wisdom flowing through the spine as the breath guides it. And if you'd like to move into seal, bringing the hands to the top corners of the mat, deepening the back bend a little here. Be gentle with your lower back, pressing away from the earth, straightening the arms. And if you arrive here and it is not for you, or whenever you feel called to lower back down, feel free to do so. Always listening to your body. We won't be here long, just a couple of breaths. And the next exhale, slowly lowering the arms back down through Sphinx, and then crossing the arms at the top of your mat and resting your forehead. We'll move into thread the needle on the right side, so walking the left hand out in front of you and gently pressing away Feed the right arm through, resting your shoulder on the mat and maybe taking your block or your blanket at the top of your mat to rest your head. Left fingertips stretch, stretching that left arm out in front of you, reaching, and then allow it to rest. Right shoulder opening up on the back side. We carry so much weight on our shoulders every day. See if you can allow the breath to fill the space, to invite release. Sometimes we carry the burdens of past generations, the struggles with us. Inviting surrender and release here. Gently draw the left hand back, pressing away and gently unwinding, coming to the middle for a moment, resting the forehead on the arms in a neutral posture. And then reaching the right fingertips out and finding thread the needle on the left side, pressing away from the earth, feeding the left arm through and resting our shoulder, maybe your head on a block or on the floor. Reaching the right fingertips out, allowing the arm to rest and the shoulder to sink. Same on this side, allowing the breath to travel to the left shoulder. Inviting release and surrender here. Letting go of all the weight you've been carrying. And drawing the right arm back under the right shoulder, gently unwinding, coming back to neutral. In whatever way is intuitive to you, rolling over onto your back or making your way to your back. Take a moment here to just maybe take a big stretch, reaching the arms up overhead, toes pointed. Really stretching into the shoulders, the hips, releasing, knees bent. Bring the soles of the feet closer to the hips, hip distance apart, and just gently windshield wiper the knees back and forth here. Slowly feeling into the release in the hips, taking your time. And coming back through center, crossing the right ankle over and resting it behind the left knee. And if you need to peek at me really quick, you can, but you all look like beautiful little preparing pigeons. Or a figure four stretch or reclined pigeon, whatever you want to refer to it as. Maybe gently, even with your intention, drawing that right knee towards the back of the room. Active feet, toes flexed, right foot back towards the knee. And if you'd like to reach through and grab wherever you can, maybe the back of the left thigh, interlacing the fingers. Yeah. Deepening the stretch a little. Both toes, both sides, all the toes flexed back. Active feet here. Our affirmation here: the knowledge of my ancestors empowers me to make wise choices. The knowledge of my ancestors empowers me to make wise choices. Feel free to drop the left foot back down whenever you like. Stay here. And dropping that left foot back down to the earth, gently unwinding, and drawing the knees in towards the chest, holding onto the back of the legs or the shins, maybe your clothing, and just rocking gently side to side, giving our sacrum a little bit of love, little attention. And then feet back down to the mat, hip distance apart, knees bent. This time crossing the left ankle over the right knee here. Toes flex towards the left knee. Intention for that knee to just gently be drawn to the back of the room. Maybe tucking the chin in towards the chest here, creating a little bit of length in the back of the neck. And if you'd like to reach through, draw that right leg closer, pulling the legs in. Feel free to do so for however long you desire. And releasing whenever you'd like. Dropping that right foot back down to the earth. Gently unwinding. Maybe windshield wiper the knees back and forth or pull them in. Taking any final posture that you would like to take before we come into Shavasana. Letting the legs come out long. Let the feet fall open. Take up some space on your mat. Allow the arms to be at your sides or resting on your rib cage. Begin to surrender, to release, to absorb the wisdom of your ancestors, to let go of the practice, allow yourself to integrate. to rest, connecting with your initial intention from the beginning of practice, or just with the breath, allowing it to be as it is. And come around with this bowl, hoping it translates well for those joining us virtually. Nice grounding, just grounding us into the earth. As you rest here. Also going to play a beautiful ocean drum. Maybe think here about the wisdom of your ancestors washing over you. Begin to deepen your breathing and invite some awareness back into your physical body. Begin to make gentle movements, coming back to the space. And whenever you're ready, maybe rolling to one side and then coming up to a seated position facing you. On the inhale, circle, sweeping the arms up, reaching towards the sky, palms together. Exhale, hands at heart center. Taking another deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it all out. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice of Yin Yoga, of connecting with our ancestral wisdom, of honoring those in generations past, dedicating our practice to whatever we chose to dedicate it to today, creating this sacred container for connection, healing, and returning to the earth. It is my greatest wish that you carry the benefit of tonight's practice with you into this long winter. Sat Nam. May you align with your favorite version of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks, Michelle, for joining.
Thanks, Raven. I really enjoyed it.
How did the sound come through?